Happy Wednesday, everyone. Meteorologist Davis Wells. We are tracking a pattern shift as we head into Thursday. Rain showers finally arriving, even a chance for some beneficial rain across much of the area. Let's take a look at the latest with Hurricane Melissa as it has unfortunately impacted portions of Jamaica and Cuba earlier this morning. It is now back over the water and is expected to continue to track off to the north and east. Now down to a Category 2 storm, but winds still sustained at 100 miles an hour, gusting over 120 miles an hour. Now, the good sign is here, look at this pressure. Yesterday, this was below 900 millibars. When you start getting closer towards 1,000, that's a sign that the storm is weakening, right? So if the pressure continues to drop, strengthening, if it's increasing, that's when we're starting to see the storm actually weaken. And that is the case. It's going to continue to track off to the northeast. It may impact some areas of Turks and Caicos, but thankfully now I think the impact should be much more minimalized compared to areas such as Jamaica and Cuba. Radar and satellite, well, we've got rain further off to our south that has not yet impacted our area here, but not to worry. This low pressure system is on its way and it will drift up into Ohio, and it does bring those rain chances. So let's take things hour by hour. What can we expect for the rest of our Wednesday and as we head in towards the end of the week and heading into the weekend? So for the rest of Wednesday, looking at really honestly dry conditions. I think mostly sunny skies. We'll start to see those clouds increasing as we go throughout the rest of today. We'll then start to see rain settling in for tomorrow morning. So this is about 8 a.m. Maybe as you're heading out the door, right? We're going to have some rain and some wind moving on in. That low pressure still situated over Ohio, and it doesn't move too quick. In fact, I think most of Thursday probably going to be quite rainy for us. Now, the good news is if you are along I-75 and off to the west, I think you have a little bit lower chance of some of those rain showers. But if you're off to the east, closer towards Cleveland, even including areas such as Fremont, Tiffin, Sandusky, and Norwalk, I think you have a little bit better chance of rain. So maybe hopefully recouping some of that deficit that we've been dealing with those drought conditions. Now, as we head into Friday morning, we're looking at dry conditions. We may start to see some lake effect bands that try to develop, not of snowfall, but maybe of a few isolated sprinkles that try to skate on by. But as for now, I think most of Halloween does look to stay dry. Here's the very latest on those rainfall totals. Newest data just coming in. Notice for Wednesday, we are staying dry. We're not going to see any rainfall for today. It's not until Thursday when we start to see those rainfall amounts on the increase and really lasting through most of the day. Here's those rainfall totals. I would say about 1/4 to 1/2 inch for points along I-75 and off to the east. If you're off to the west or even in those southern Michigan counties, I think you have a better chance of maybe about 1/4 inch of rainfall. Now, there will be some areas of moderate to heavy rain at times, but for the most part, I think it will be rather light rainfall. And we'll notice those wind gusts too. We've been dealing with that lake breeze as that low pressure continues to move on by. Look right here, right? So the low pressure is situated just over here towards Cleveland. We're actually seeing that wind wrap right around the low pressure, rotating counterclockwise, and we could get some stronger wind gusts along the coastline here. So even Port Clinton, 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour. Still staying breezy, though, across much of the viewing area. We'll start to see those winds subside as that low pressure starts to drift off a little bit further away from our area, and we'll see winds shifting from more northeasterly to more northwesterly as that begins to exit out of the area. Here's a look at that forecast for the next couple of days. Again, dry for most of today, still dealing with that lake breeze. Thursday, we've got those rain showers moving in, only warming up into the upper 40s. I think if you hit 50 degrees, you will be lucky. But then we do return back to the 50s as we head in towards this weekend. Of course, we've got Halloween on Friday, high of about 52 degrees. Not looking at much rain, maybe a chance in the morning, but I think clouds are really going to be the more dominant factor there. I guess really settling in some of that Halloween-like feel. Saturday, then again, seeing those increasing clouds for us and highs right around the low 50s. Let's take a look at further past this weekend. We do have a chance for maybe an isolated shower on Monday, still staying in the middle 50s, which does get us pretty close to near seasonable for the rest of this week and for this time of year, I should say. Election day is on Tuesday, not looking at much rain chances then once we get past that Monday. looking at temperatures into the middle 50s, even some pretty cool mornings out there with morning lows into the middle and upper 30s. That's a look at your extended forecast. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.